All right, let's listen to this video from Cam Newton. Shout out to It's On Site. As Cam Newton continuously speak on fearing divorce. Let's listen in.
At an audience, when all the audiences are gone and it's just you, what's going on in here?
I'm at peace the most. But there's a lot of me that asks the question, are you gonna fight for me?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was vulnerable to the individuals, that's family, that's friends, that's partners, are you gonna fight for? That's what I'm most scared of. Because everybody in love, everybody wanna walk down, everybody wanna do all the festive marital stuff that the Bible don't even say. And when I call it out, I'm like, yo, the Bible ain't never mentioned no honeymoon. The Bible ain't never mentioned the ring. The Bible ain't never mentioned spending millions and thousands of dollars on a marriage celebration. The Bible didn't say a lot of these things, but if we're going off of the Bible's accord, there's a lot of worldly things that have crept into it. So now for me, above all, going back to the most impactful vow, for me, I want to know without a shadow of a doubt, for better or for worse. But don't just walk with me when it's for the betterment of you.
Yeah, I got it.
And that's
I got that part.
And as long as people understand that, when you are hurt,
come get me. Come.
I may tell, man, get the hell away.
But don't pay that no attention.
That's the character. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then some will say, "Oh, that's toxic." Miss me with that. It's like no.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. You know, they
when
got
it's
different
really
words.
a test.
It's.
Will you come get me? It's really a test because your definition of love is proven by you, the other person coming to get you, and that way you don't have to worry about abandonment.
Checkmate.
I got you.
I take you through these courses just to see. I want it. This is the only way I can find out.
Yeah.
I mean, you call it how I see it, man. My father ain't raised no fool now. And I done got food before. So for me, I need to sit up here and say like, hey, hold on. I hate to do this to you, baby. I gotta see. You know what you got in me, the good. But I really don't know. And that's what I'm afraid of. That's not to say that I can't come along or come around to being that or everybody to understand that. It's like, yo, this journey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, but it's lopsided until it's not.
You've always had an...
All right, so that was Cam Newton. All right, let's talk about it. So Cam Newton is a 36-year-old. I think it's an ex-footballer or something like that. So let me tell you who this guy is. Cam Newton, an American former professional football quarterback who played in the National Football League for 11 seasons. Wow, he's a legend. Primarily with the Carolina Panthers. Nicknamed Super Cam, he is second in career quarterback rushing touchdowns and third in career quarterback rushing yards. All right, so that's who he is. 36-year-old man is afraid of not marriage but of divorce. Can we be honest? He's afraid of not marriage but he's afraid of divorce. Okay, this caption on this on-site post says, continuously speak on fearing divorce and protecting the sanctity of marriage. You have to pick one for the sake of this conversation, just for the sake of understanding and lessons. We have to pick one. Is it fearing divorce or protecting the sanctity of marriage? Protecting the sanctity of marriage and fearing divorce are two different objectives, at least for the sake of this conversation. It says one might question how that perspective aligns with creating families across multiple households. Okay, so once upon a time, there's a lady, Dr. Bryant was, I think I forgot her first name. Dr. Bryant was on Cam Newton's podcast, and they had this conversation because he has multiple baby mamas. Okay, so protecting the sanctity of marriage. So now he's put himself in a position where people will continue to question sense of judgment if he's creating multiple households all over the place, right? And then it says, and whether divorce is truly more damaging than children growing up in fractured family structures. So shout out to Dr. Pastor TD Jakes. I think it's a good conversation they're having over there. Personally, I will go and find that podcast and watch it, and I'll see if I can link it in the description as well. But a couple of things I wanted to say to this conversation before we move on. Like I said, fearing divorce and protecting the sanctity of marriage. Men would tend to, in the name of protecting sanctity of marriage, express their fear for divorce, and they will call it protecting the sanctity of marriage. It's something I've noticed, and that honestly, that creates a lot of confusion for anybody who cares to listen, including yourself. It creates you need to choose one. Is if you're afraid, he used the word afraid. That was the most honest thing he said. If you're afraid of divorce or somebody coming to take advantage of you, you need to focus on that fear. And shout out to as I was about to say, Dr. TD Jakes. Pastor TD Jakes actually said, hey, it's actually a test. But I think he missed that point, that this is actually a test. And then he spoke about the fear of abandonment, and then he calls it checkmate. But I'm not sure if you really heard it, because oftentimes this kind of guys, they talk more than they listen. They try to. I've listened to some of his podcasts. I think he tries to listen. As a matter of fact, I will argue for him that he created his podcast so he can listen more. But listening is easier said than done. Listening to understand as opposed to listening to respond. Shout out to Natu. Hello, Natu. Good to see you. So, and then it goes, you call it how I see it. That right there is coconut head. What do I call it? That's called coconut head.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Okay, so for those of you that don't understand what coconut head is, it means pride. It means probably more so ego, right? Ego. No, it's how you see it. It's how all of us, even when we're speaking facts, it's still how we see it. And I think a very good place to start your humility is to acknowledge that this is just how I see it. And I mean, not just saying it, to actually mean that so that you can be open-minded to listen to other people's point of view. To the point itself, which is the whole thing about fear of divorce. I can understand if anyone is afraid of divorce in this time and age, especially with the rates of divorce out there. I can understand it, but we need to acknowledge it. We need to say, hey, I am afraid of divorce. Please stop capping around.
Stop the cap.
You don't care about the institution of marriage that much. Can we stop the cap? You care only about how you feel. And that's me too. Okay, all I speak for yourself. No, I'm speaking for you too. You care about how you feel, and that's about it. And that's what I'll say. Will people pick trust over truth? When I say trust, meaning would you entertain people you trust more than the people that speak the truth? You will entertain the people you trust the more, and you will call it the truth. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Okay, so I think this young man, like many young men today, are afraid of divorce because they don't want to put so much into it. When I say so much, I know ladies, you might think it's not so much, but to a man, it's so much. When you put commitment into one lady, that's a lot. That's a lot. And the last thing you want somebody to do is come in there and then 2 years later, they pull the rug from under you, even when you're wrong.
Everything I do,
So I understand the fear. I get it. Okay. But if you want to really address the fear, which I think he does, he needs to address the fear. You need to address the fear. You need to own it fully, that this is my fear. It's fear of abandonment. You need to talk to someone, seek the help you need, because your mothers from 1960s are not coming out again. What you're going to have is modern women. Yes, even when they present as quote unquote pick-me's. All right, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are around that. I want to hear your opinion, and let's move on to some other trendy stories around the world. I'll be right back. This is Ola, manofprestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like
subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number One Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.